Hey, welcome back to another episode of Camping Camera. If you've been following the channel, you know the last couple episodes we visited the Tearjerkers rally affiliated with tearjerkers.net in West Tennessee at the Natchez Trace State Park Campground. Now, while there were teardrops in attendance, what I found really was just a group of small camper enthusiasts, wonderful people. There were converted cargo trailers, vintage campers, campers that were new but looked like vintage campers, but just a lot of people passionate about camping in tiny campers. So I want to show you a couple more campers that I saw at the event, and this will be the third and final episode of that meetup. Hey, I want to show you this 1951 Airstream Flying Cloud. It's owned by Greg and Evelyn down here at the Tearjerkers event. And I think you said it's like, what, 21 feet long, something like that? So it's a 21-foot Airstream. I think this is going to be pretty cool. So does this make into the bed?
That can make into a bed, but our bed's down there. That's refrigerator. Got a little place for hang-ups.
That's your toilet.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about a bathroom.
Yeah, that's if we're too far away.
Oh, believe me, midnight trips are no fun.
He made this a little longer. Hadn't placed a door on that yet. This is our first weekend to use these, and I'm tickled to death with them. Because all that stuff.
And he built that himself?
Yeah.
Well, he's quite the carpenter. This sounds like it's a metal roof. Does this have a metal roof in it?
Yeah. Yes, it's metal.
And this isn't the outside metal, is it?
No.
So there's probably some insulation or something in between.
When he got it, you took all this down and put that.
The middle section.
Yeah, not the end caps, but the middle sections he took down and
oh my goodness, and
insulated and put back up.
That had to be a ton of work.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to wrap this one up. So, Greg and Evelyn, thank you very much for the tour of the camper. This is a very spacious interior compared to what I thought it would be, and makes me want to grab an old Airstream and restore it. So, I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So I'm driving around the campground and I see what looks like a vintage camper, but it just looks brand new. I mean, it looks immaculate. So I stopped by and talked to the owner, and wow, was I really surprised what I found. So I'm going to show you this next camper, and I've got the builder and his wife behind the camera. They don't want to be on here, but that's cool. I'm going to let them kind of tell me what they've got. So now, what's your names?
Dawn.
Dawn?
Joe.
Dawn and Joe. Hey, my wife's name is Joe. That's cool.
Yeah.
So we've got these folks from where you located?
Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee. And this camper, what's the name of this camper?
Bo.
Faux.
F-A-U-X.
F-A-U-X.
Faux Metzendorf.
It's a F-A-U-X because it's actually not the real deal. This is one that you built to look like the old one, right? And what did you model it after?
The 1960 Metzendorf 10.
A 1960 Metzendorf 10.
Stretched it out to 13 and a half by adding 3 feet in the middle.
Okay.
So we could put in a queen size bed.
So he stretched it 3 foot so he could get a queen size bed in there. And you built this from the ground up.
Yep.
That's incredible. I'm going to walk around the outside, just take some exterior shots, and then yeah, I'll poke my camera in there and see what it looks like on the inside. But every square inch of this was built by him. And I'm telling you, driving down the road, just looking at it, looks pretty convincing. It's the real deal. You've done a good job on this. So let's go inside. So he tells me that this was built in 4 months. So the two things that I've learned while I'm down here is that, one, it took me way too long to build my camper. And the other thing is I really should have put an air conditioner in it, because they've got one running in here and I'm dying up the road in mine.
Cabinets are all quarter sawn white oak.
Quarter sawn white oak.
Yes,
I know what that is.
Same way they make whiskey barrels.
Yep.
It shrinks and swells in thickness rather than width, so it doesn't warp.
Now, did you laminate the wood yourself?
Yeah, I was in furniture manufacturing.
Okay. Look at that.
Pretty sexy.
That is. That is sexy.
Yeah, it is. She got the same thing over here.
So adjustable LED lights. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That is pretty sweet. That's a queen size bed, right?
Right. 10-inch thick memory foam.
Plenty of room. I love your reading lights. Oh yeah. That's great.
They neat, man.
That is great.
They neat. Yeah.
So your air conditioner's right here below the bed.
Yeah.
How do you vent and drain the water out of that?
I just built a little screen to pull that, stick them in there, and then right there's the air conditioner sitting in a pan.
All right, so thank you guys for showing me this camper. It looks just like an old one, but it's brand new, so I think that's one of the coolest things I've seen. So let's get on down the road. So that pretty much wraps up our time at the Tearjerkers Rally. Had just a super good time. But hey, before we get out of here, I want to do a viewer spotlight segment. And this week goes to Ron Snow from West Virginia. So this camper that Ron Snow built, it's really something special. And I'm going to have to admit, I reached out to Ron. He didn't reach out to me. I just knew that this camper was a nice looking camper, but when he started talking to me about it, I found out this thing is really cool. It's got a really cool story. I've got a little list of things that I want to tell you about it. I've got them hanging below the camera actually, so I'm going to have to look down a little bit while I'm talking. But his camper, it's a 5-foot wide by 10-foot long camper. It's 4 foot tall, and it weighs about 1,600 pounds empty. It took him 8 months to build it, which again, that's pretty quick in my book. I think I'm like the world's slowest camper builder. Here's something neat. He got the pattern or the outline for the camper by turning a computer mouse on its side and just tracing that curve out. He said it made a real good looking design for a camper, and I'll have to agree with him. I never would have thought of that one. He says it's not totally finished, but it is campable. He's already taken it on one trip. Now the frame is actually from a 1991 Coleman pop-up camper. So he just pulled the pop-up off of it and, you know, did some work to the frame and used that. Now that's pretty popular for teardrop enthusiasts to do, so that's something you may want to consider. The cabinets are made from recycled barnwood, which is oak and wormy chestnut, and the ceiling is made from recycled pallets. I think that's a pretty neat fact. Now here's something that means a little bit to me as a woodworker. The countertop is a 14-inch wide countertop made from pre-blight chestnut. If you're a woodworker, you know that the American chestnut was pretty much obliterated many, many years ago from what we call blight. And he managed to find some lumber from the pre-blight area, which puts it like 100, 120 years old at least. That's pretty neat. The wheels he put on it are from a 1977 BMW 320i. So, hey, Ron, you have built a super cool camper. It's got a neat story. It's got some neat features. I appreciate you sharing that with us. So if you got a camper that you want to see on Viewer Spotlight, click my Facebook page, send me a message, and we'll see about putting it up. So that's going to do it for this week's episode. I really appreciate you tuning in. It means a lot to me. Listen, we've got some cool stuff coming up. I've got some trips coming up over the next month or two that I'm really excited about sharing with you. I've got a big project that I'm getting ready to start on. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but it's going to be pretty cool. I look forward to sharing that with you as well. So click that subscribe button so that you can keep up with what's going on at Camp and Camera. If you like this episode, give me a thumbs up. And until next time, take care. We'll see you on the road.